we're starting streaming now.
Pardon me.
Yeah, he was talking like he almost broke his leg or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And, ooh, do we want the best of Gregorian chants or Hell March Radio?
Hell March Radio.
I don't think that'd be very conducive. Like that was the wrong choice. However, it also gets you ready to do stuff.
You should just blast Metallica.
I don't think you're the kind of person to.
Now, why is this not connecting? Is this not connecting? Is it not connecting? I'm not getting the sound coming out of that sadness. Also, that would be awful if we're doing courses. So much better. But why is it not appearing? What just happened?
Uh-oh.
Blah. Okay. Notebooks open. Anybody not have the handout from last day? Who wasn't here for the beginning of the genetics handout? Because that was a few. 1, 2, 3, 4. I may go quickly as a brief review then. That would be good.
What's with Queen Victoria and Albert?
Oh, speaking of incest, the royal family.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
The
Wait,
royal
what?
family.
Liam, what if you're the fourth cousin of it?
If your family tree connects,
Their family tree is a tree.
I do know someone whose mom is their dad's aunt.
Ew.
However, what happened is a sister and twin brothers married a niece and aunt in a different family. So they're not they're related by marriage, but I get to make fun of them because they're technically their mom is their dad's aunt. Why is that working now? Did we get the sound connection? Nope, never did.
The sound was muted on the TV.
No, it doesn't. This is not like I should have two sound things. I should have my laptop and that. It's not coming through. The laptop is old. That is old. It can barely run the antivirus.
Oof.
So, you know. Hold it. We did a... No, right. We just started this last day. So, yeah, we need to get caught up. Okay, so last day. We finished off the last package. We started on this package. And those of you who weren't here and haven't gotten it, pea plants going together, yellow pea disappearing because it's what kind of trait? Why would it disappear for a generation? Recessive. Then it pops out in the grandkids, and I love the diagram because it just has incest. The kids have children, and then the royal family has all sorts of connections. That shouldn't. Your family tree should look like a bush, not like it's coming back together. Define some terms. Phenotype, genotype, and allele, we already know. Homozygous being the same genes, heterozygous being different genes. Mendelian genetics is we have dominant and recessive traits. Monohybrid cross is a Punnett square that only considers one trait. And then I had you do this. And then I think the bell went. Does everybody got that who was here? Okay, and I'll ask people, and if you weren't here, you should look over the shoulder of someone who was. And, oh my God, there's so many people that might be away. Let me quickly do attendance. We are 10E. Attendance. Aiden, where'd Aiden go? He was just here.
He fell off.
He
his
died.
seat.
I'm assuming he's here. Arnie, not here. Bo,
Hello.
here. Graham, here. Grayson, not here. Jamie, not here. Layla?
Yeah.
And Liam?
Yeah.
Yes. Mari? Not here. Matthew? Oh, there you are. Miyabi? And Nick? Noah?
That was right there.
Where were you?
Basketball game.
Oh, and you came back. Thank you. Rachel? And Rose? Not here. Does anybody know when Rose is coming back? Hold it. Is she gone because she's really sick and she'll be back eventually? Or did you say she was gone and she's never coming back? Okay, I will email advisor. Violet and Yuma. And that should be good. Layla? You're one of those who weren't here, right? So you're going to do it from scratch. So what we did here is we took the parents, got the gametes. So the gametes had half the number of genes. Both of them are the same, so it doesn't matter each one. And then we took the children, and we're mating the children together. And in that particular case, you have to divide it. Do you have a guess as to what you put up here? Capital and lowercase. Don't work out quick. And then the same here. So what combinations would you get? The same here. Excellent. Small and big. And small. Can you ever write this?
No.
No, why not?
Capitalization always goes first.
Capitalization always goes first. As a matter of convention, it looks weird when you don't, and the other geneticists will make fun of you.
Don't let the peer pressure you.
Absolutely do it, because then otherwise ideas will never get across. If you have a really good idea, people will ignore it, and millions of people will die.
Sorry.
The gentleman who discovered that you're supposed to wash your hands, he kept meticulous records. And one of the things he showed is because at the time, I think this was a Swedish hospital, doctors were going straight from the morgue to delivering children without washing their hands. Some did have some cleaning protocol. So the cleaning protocols were things like rinse it in a really dark, cold coffee, but they just reused the same coffee as well. I mean, some cleaning would happen. Others just thought a good, this is fine. Others strongly believed in spit, not like because it provides some water, but simply because they thought spit had some antiseptic properties. It doesn't really, a little, but not that level. And then he showed that doctors who went from the morgue to there actually had a higher rate of post-birth infections, higher chance of the mom getting infected. There's all these risks that were associated with it. Nobody believed him. Nobody believed him because he was a complete a-hole. Nobody liked him. He was rude. He was dismissive. When people talked to him, he didn't know how to present it his ideas in a way that they would listen because he was just rude. And has any of you ever seen like House MD on TV? A very rude doctor who's always right. Bit like him, only much, much worse. Openly mocking other people. And eventually, I think he actually even got fired. And then later on, people like to say the story, they should have listened to science. No, the science wasn't the problem. The problem was his ability to communicate. He never put it together in a way that actually communicated the information. So yes, communication was important. Miyabi, what would the phenotypic ratio be? 3 and 1. Of what? Yellow and blue. And I've written it in red. And Bo, what would the genotypic ratio be?
For the
Genotype. You also just got a package. So the phenotype is the traits. So that's why we have yellow and blue. But the genotype is,
Gene.
how many of these do we have?
1,
Excellent. How many of these do we have?
2.
Excellent.
So it's 1, 2, 1.
1, 2, 1. And so when we talk about the genotypic ratio, that is all, oops, we are looking for. So that is where we left off last day. Good.
That's so genotypical of you.
That, there's so much about that sentence that didn't make sense. Okay, so now I want you to practice using your own Punnett square. I've set one up for you, and we're going to make it a little bit more regular. So, first thing, write out the parent. So this generation is which generation? P for parents. So these are the parents. The parents create, what is this generation? Kid, which is the F1. You can't have F2 before F1. It's like when they yell at you and you're running, they say, stop! You can't stop. You have to slow down first.
You could stop.
That was
Just,
deep.
fall over.
I know. Someone told me that once, and I've literally never forgotten it. So we are going to breed the F1s to the F2s. So we're going to take the children. No, I don't want to. Shut up, get in the room. Have a candlelight dinner. And have children. We are a kitten mill. You don't have a choice. We sell kittens. You have great genes. So I would like you to breed those together. Make up your Punnett square. Fill in the blanks of what you think those refer to. These refer to what's in here. And then below, I'm going to ask you to give me the phenotypic and genotypic ratio. Yeah.
Your justification for the peepholes is that they didn't have braids,
Yeah.
but these have braids.
Yeah, but they're cats. Hate cats. You know who does love cats?
This Walensky?
Ms. Walensky. And they literally just bite her all the time. She's got cat scratches on her. Cats are evil. They're just
This right,
fundamentally evil.
Cats
This right,
carry a
right,
bacteria that if you get,
Mm.
will make you like cats more.
Yeah.
This right, your phone
Yeah.
makes this right.
Oh, I'm not going to tell you. I want you to do it. Then I'm going to ask people questions. So, using those genes, number one, I want you to write in the genes and draw the phenotype. So they are long-haired and short-haired. So in here, draw your long-haired and short-haired children. Now, if you're like Mr. Neufeld, you're going to cheat because although that's a long-haired cat, I can't draw that well. Yes, but I did this for years without having that picture. And if I can draw it, you can. That's a cat. That's a long-haired cat.
Oh my gosh, that is a wonderful drawing.
And that's a cat. That's a short-haired cat. And if you want to get extra points for creativity and like realism, then
What?
you put on whiskers and ears, and then you have a
What
real
about the
cat.
tail? Where's the tail gone?
Oh, tails are important.
Ah, just killed the cat.
I erased the cat. If I erased it, I didn't kill it. It never existed in the first place. So I'm going to come around and take a look at your Punnett squares.
4S.
Can you imagine a time warp? By making you never have existed, and I just draw the cat.
How do you get
Yes, morally.
a
Yes.
ratio in the genotype ratio?
I don't know. I don't know.
You can, if you really don't feel up to draw.
How do you get the ratio?
How do you get the ratio?
Long-haired and short-haired.
What is a phenotype?
I just want.
I don't know.
Yes.
A phenotype is the gene
Let's
you
go.
express. So which of these express?
Bo, I don't even see your workup. There we go. See your cats?
I don't
Okay, Kate, now, and you got ratios. Now fill in those two blanks. You were on your way. You're drawing your cats.
Yeah.
Slowly drawing cats.
You like a cat?
One has 2 heads.
Excellent. Long hair and short hair. Oh, we're drawing the cats. There's only one cat in the square. Because each of them has 2 genes, one from mom and one from dad. You could just write long hair and short hair. But I would appreciate an attempt to draw the cats. Being able to show things visually is an important skill. You saw the quality of mine.
It looks like me if I
It
was
doesn't
a
have
cat.
to.
Are these fire cats?
What are you supposed to put
Those
on
cats
this?
are literally on
I
fire.
don't know, man.
Yeah.
You were definitely asking the wrong person.
Yeah.
You're
Put in
not
the
seeing
genes
one.
too, though.
Yep.
Yep.
What are you
supposed to put in the blank? Is your blank
Yeah. What is it?
I'm just putting cats.
Where do we put, what cats do we put in those ones?
In which ones?
In the ones that are like L.
What?
and small
You
L.
the children.
The children. Put the
The,
children.
You
what?
put the children there.
But would that be long hair or short hair?
Yes, by the genes you should know.
Which one's dominant?
Which?
The L? The dark.
There you go.
Yeah, long hair, dominant. So, ooh, good point. What kind of cat is this?
Long hair.
Long hair.
Oh, okay.
Because it's dominant, and I labeled it with a capital over here, so you know
Okay,
that
so that
I
one will be a
presupposed
long hair
that.
then.
Yeah. Whereas this is short hair.
I'm not sure what you're supposed to put in the blank.
I think everybody has up to here.
It looks like a porcupine.
You look like a porcupine.
No, let's not insult each other.
That's fine.
Liam?
Why did I make it look so sad?
What goes in here?
That is L.
What kind of L?
Sorry, the capital L.
Capital L.
Lowercase L.
Excellent.
Capital L.
Nice.
Lowercase L.
Excellent.
And then you get LL.
No, I'm not gonna do. No. Shh. Okay. Aiden, Maddie. What are these things? If these are the adults, what are they producing? No, that's everything inside here. No, don't just yell. Put up your hand. What are these up top from the adult? Oh, Matthew.
Oh.
Nope. They're alleles for a gene. But if this was the adult, what got produced so that these got divided? Nope. Please stop calling out. Yep. Meiosis. Yes. What's the product of meiosis? Eventually maybe. But immediately you get 2 things.
Gametes.
Shh, you didn't.
Yeah, gametes.
So those are gametes.
It's alright.
I'm taking a point away from you.
No.
I think it's only fair. I'm just going to give it to Matthew, that's all.
Thank you.
Now, inside of here, most people seem to have done it, so I'm going to skip this and I'll fill that in afterwards. What is the phenotypic ratio? Please. Violet. 3 to 1. And what to what? Long and short. So in terms of your drawings, you should have 1, 2, 3, and 1 short hair. And I'll keep going with red.
1, 2, 1.
Graham,
1, 2, 1.
what would the a combination be in each one? What would be here?
LL. Capitals.
Capitals, excellent.
Capital L. Normal L.
Normal, lowercase. You could just say upper, lower.
Uppercase L. Lowercase L.
There we go.
Lower and lower.
Lower and lower. So then your drawing should reflect the fact that this is long hair, long hair, long hair, and this one, of course, is
Short.
short.
That definitely says that.
And so what would the genotypic ratio be? Yuma. 1 to 2 to 1. Excellent. And the genes for each one are? There we go. And then, yeah. It's hard for me to hear other people. The people behind me are talking. So, for regular Mendelian genetics, often the phenotypic ratio is different from the genotypic ratio. Because if it's being masked, you can't tell what it is, and so you end up with more with the dominant trait. You have, how many people have done this?
Oh, geez, what is that?
Excellent. Start. You have a few minutes. Start you with 5. See where everybody is in 5. Using the initial paragraph, a homozygous two-horned mare, a dicorn, is crossed with a homozygous one-horned stallion, a unicorn. The F1 generation are all unicorns. Which gene is dominant? What are the genotypes of the parents? Etc. and so on.
How do we find which one's dominant?
Oh, you can tell from the paragraph.
Unicon. That's
Oh, is it the 2?
Hmm?
Is it the 2?
How would you know?
Isn't that like a feature?
What sentence tells you which one's dominant?
the last sentence.
The last sentence.
Oh.
So we're assuming they're the same species?
Oh, so the one horn
Yeah, they're
one
a
is,
type of corn.
oh, so the one horn one, the one horn one is dominant.
There you go. Because that's the trait that's masking the others.
They're all gonna be human.
Mhm.
So
Oh, that makes
Let's
sense.
say-
Unicorn.
Yes, how do you know?
Sorry.
Yeah, so that's the trait that's masking the other trait.
The genotypes of what the
Let me
f- is a
explain.
genotype?
I thought it was both
What
unicorns.
is
genotypes. We just
Yeah.
What?
It was confusing to others, that's why I provided.
What are genotypes of the
Diet
This
was
isn't
quite
rocket
rare.
science.
That's the one with
Yeah,
Liam.
no, biotypes.
Yeah, but you're grade 10.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I don't know
A
either.
genotype is
The
the
pictures are there
expressed
because they're
gene.
pretty.
They're what?
The expressed
Unicorns,
gene.
dicorns, and pegasi corns.
What is an expression?
The gene that is expressed in the
So
offspring.
those are two different.
So like L, like that.
So you have like brown hair. That's your genotype.
Oh, so a
It's
horn.
the yes.
Oh,
The horns of the genotype.
what are the genotypes of the parents?
Horns.
The horns.
There you go.
I'm so smart.
Gametes from the parents.
What's a gamete?
Oh my god, it's these things,
I know,
Liam.
I'm just joking, I'm joking.
I was about to crash out. I don't know what
Uh,
that is.
okay, when you have gametes, you only have one gene.
What is a gamete?
A gamete is one of these.
What?
A gamete is
One
a
of
sex cell.
what?
Because
Oh,
the
oh, I
gametes
see.
are after meiosis where it gets divided.
So, oh wait, maybe we're not. I don't know what we put in there.
So, for example, in the previous one,
What is the phenotype of that?
these were the gametes divided up. So it was that one, that was one gamete, that was another
I think
gamete.
it's a unicorn.
These were the parents.
Yeah, it's gonna be H.
So those were the parents. And then their gametes would have been, the gamete from here would be, well, there's only one type, that one. Gamete from there would be that one. Gametes have half the amount of genes.
Mr. Neufeld,
Yo, what up, my homie G? Word snizzle.
if unicorns were real and a variety of them had two horns, would it be more likely that it's actually a copied gene rather than a gene expressed?
Could be. And often they're either malformed, not malformed anymore because they get evolved, but they're often either teeth or a form of condensed hair. That's most horns. But like the one that was mistaken for unicorn horns, the narwhal, That's actually a tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, horns on animals is relatively common. Like a unicorn is not so unbelievable. But as soon as we put wings on it, and we talk about Pegasi, that's just ridiculous. You can't have a Pegasi.
Unicorns are just called
What?
rhinos.
What if?
Yeah. Why can't you have wings on a Pegasi?
I don't know.
Because
You breed a horse.
well, you can't have bird-like wings.
Right. Because we have mammals that have wings. They're called bats. How many limbs do they have? They have 4 limbs. There are 2 wings and their legs. Same with this. If you put wings on a horse, you have to get rid of the legs
Can we put a horse
because that's
in
the
a
basic
narwhal
body
and get a
plan. You can't
unicorn?
add more.
Huh.
So if there is a Pegasi, it's just a big bat.
I love the idea of just like a Pegasi that's always flying because it can't walk because it only has 2
So
legs.
if
It
Yeah.
just
we
face
if we
plants
got
every
wings,
time.
we would lose our
It,
legs.
we would lose our arms. Well, I mean, that's what it is in bats. I mean, theoretically,
What if
legs,
we,
sure.
like-
Just fly upside down.
Anyway, I just distracted you. If you were done this page,
F1 generation.
the next page has you doing the F2 generation, showing the Punnett square of the children. Once again, we will take the
You know how
unicorns.
many children there are?
You're going to do a ratio. So they can have as many children as they want, but they're going to do a ratio. And this time, I would like you to include the ratio
Oh, that
Oh,
has
I
to be
sliced it on metal.
in percent. You can also do it in 3-to-1 or 1-to-1 or whatever, but I also would like it in percent.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So if you're done the first page, start the second page.
Square. Do.
How many people are not done the first page?
I have another one.
Me neither.
Go, 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 go.
Yeah,
Let's start asking
I'm
people
thinking,
questions.
I'm thinking, what's the phenotype type? What's a phenotype?
It's
What it looks like.
the genes.
Horn.
Horn.
So it's like no, it's like HH, like the big level.
So you just put H in.
Isn't that the gametes?
No.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah.
Oh wait,
The gametes and the individual letters.
Right.
So the phenotypes of them combined.
I feel like yes, unicorn. The cross between 2 of the F1 generation. Oh, so big H, little H, big H. But won't all the ratios be the same in all the Punnett squares we've done before? These H and H.
I don't know. What was the phenotype or the genotype of the F1?
I feel so
Oh, I think I do.
Phenotypical ratio.
I'm gonna put that.
I think I'm wrong.
I'm probably. I don't know. I can't get
First
this.
page done?
Almost. I'm trying to figure out what the genotype of the F1 is. I don't know.
There's only one it can be. That's mom. Which one's that?
It's like,
No, homozygous, two-horn, mare. Homozygous, one-horn stallion. So what is the phenotype? Now, phenotype is what it looks like. Or dicorn and unicorn.
Yeah, I mean, like, come on. That is like an extra, like, $100.
And you have the genotype of some kind.
Yeah.
But it can only be one thing. What are the parents? Rate them above or below.
the parent.
Yeah.
The parent H is the.
Well, let's do this one. I'll start off.
What? I'm so confused now. What?
I will
You don't hate
go
science.
with.
You love science.
Okay, I'm going to start going through the first page, and Liam,
What?
which gene is dominant?
The unicorn.
Unicorn. What are the genotypes of the parents? Rachel. Sorry? Too large. What did you use? What letter did you use? A?
Yeah, I just took the horns.
So one of the parents would be uppercase.
And then because there's no agreement with us because we came.
No.
We didn't know
Oh, there we go. Right. And what is this one? That's the uni, and that's the die. So, Liam, because they're homozygous, they have to both be the same. So the gametes from the parents, Joe, Noah, what would the gametes be?
I did not for the unicorn, an uppercase L.
Oh, we're gonna go with A's. So we're just gonna switch the letter, but that's okay. Uppercase A, yeah.
Case A, and then lowercase a for the other.
For the other one, yeah. And they should just be separated because you get one from one and one from the other. So if those are the only two gametes you have, what is the phenotype going to be of this generation? Aiden. What it looks like, phenotype. So if you have those parents, a unicorn and a dicorn, what is the phenotype of the F1 generation? Unicorn. So they're all unicorns.
All unicorns. They always have them.
They've always been all along. And Nick,
Yep.
what is the genotype of the F1?
All unicorns. Like
No, that's phenotype. Uppercase or lowercase or upper or lower? Uppercase, so like this. One of each. Because when we go back to the gametes, let's pretend I don't know which one was the unicorn. So the unicorn was dad. So here we have dad. Here we have mom. Nick, what did you inherit from dad?
You inherit the one.
Which gene? Uppercase or lowercase? Uppercase. And then what do you inherit from mom? Yeah. So that is the only genotype you can have in the F1 because you had homozygous parents. They got one gene from each, and so the children are, what is the word that describes this?
So it can never be both double uppercase.
It could be with different parents. But in this case, the parents are this, that, and that. So if you're inheriting one from mom, one from dad, and one from mom, it's always going to be there. What do we call it when you have a different one? Pardon? Heterozygous. So take these children and breed them together in a Punnett square and get the ratios for the next one with percents. Is there anybody who has not done this yet?
I haven't done the percents.
You've got the percents?
No, I haven't.
Okay, finish it off.
What?
Finish it off, give you a couple minutes.
Oh, I know how to do this.
Let's get the two parents in there.
I just remember that there's. Yeah, I just remember that there's that.
What is this one?
That was a fire song.
What?
The song. Fire.
Wait, how do we get the radio?
Is there anybody who doesn't have the Punnett square?
No.
Okay. Miami, set up my Punnett square. You still working on it? Work quietly. What should I set up in here? Yep. Tell me. I can't have you talking every time I turn around. It's got to be quiet if you're working on it. If you're not working on it, I need you paying attention. And then this one? Excellent. Perfect. So we've got the F2 generation now. Is there anybody who needs more time for the ratios?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to find out the percent for the bottom one.
Lastly, once you have the percents, you should be looking at it with, if there were a total of 80 offspring, how many are dicorns, heterozygous, 1.5 corns, homozygous, recessive, and heterozygous recessive? So assume 80 offspring. These two particular unicorns apparently got together and had a ton of children.
Wait,
Yes.
for the phenotypic ratio thing, right? It's 3 and 1, and then what else do you write after that? Nothing?
So it's 3 to 1 of what?
Unicorns. Oh no, big A's. There's 3 big A's.
Phenotype is what it looks like. So unicorn or dicorn. What do you have 3 of?
Is it unicorn the big ones? Yeah. The
Yes,
big A.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
So it's unicorn,
and then it's,
dicorn. Now the next part is though, what is that as percent? Yep. Sorry, 75% to 25%. When you're counting the percentages, what is each square worth? 25%. This may seem relatively obvious for a Punnett square like this, not 250, but however, when we get into dihybrid crosses, being able to quickly calculate the percent of each square will be useful because this is much, much larger. Yes?
Would the genotypic ratio just be 50-50?
The genotypic ratio would not be 50-50. What are the genotypes that are in that square? So what are the different ones?
upper.
No, I'm asking.
Oh, okay. No, I understand now.
But now I want you to tell me what they are. No, look.
I understand it now.
25%.
No, don't give the percentage. Just what are the genotypes?
Oh,
You have to use upper or lower.
Lowercase a, uppercase a.
Yeah,
Lower, uppercase a, lowercase
yeah.
a. And then lowercase a, lowercase a.
Excellent. And then what would the genotypic ratio be?
25%, 50%, 25%.
There you go. Or 1, 2, 1. That's the genotypic ratio. Now, quickly take a moment. Is there anybody who does not have numbers for this particular part? We're going to guess some numbers. So, assuming 80 in total, how many are dicorns? Nick, pardon? 20. That's the recessive trait, so there'd only be 20. How many would be heterozygous? Noah.
I just answered one.
Yeah, I know, but it called you again. I don't know. You got another point, though.
What is heterozygous?
What does hetero mean? So, hetero in Latin means different. Homo means the same. Which one of these has different combinations?
There's different ones?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Which combinations are they different as opposed to both being the same? Aiden, stop whispering to him. You're confusing him.
Isn't there 3 different ones? Is that all we're looking for?
When you look at these ones, are they the different or the same?
Same.
Yeah. So this one's homozygous.
Okay.
These ones, are they different or the same?
Oh, so probably 40.
Yeah. Nice. And whereas these are hetero. So that would be 40. Nice. How many would be violet 1.5 corns?
What?
Sure you do. How many are dicorns? 20. How many are unicorns?
Oh no.
60. So how many are 1.5 corns?
40.
You just told me that 20 were dicorns and 60 were unicorns, which gives us a total of 80. There are only 80. How many are left? None. There's 0. 1.5 corns isn't a thing. That's just to get the people that thought like there must be a 1.5 corn. Where did the other? How many are unicorns?
Said 40.
How many are unicorns? Is unicorn don't? There's 3 boxes of unicorns. So you'd have 20. Well, they use a different color. You'd have 20, 20, 20, because dominant. So you'd have a total of 60 unicorns. How many are dicorns? 20. So you got 20 there. So we have 80 in total.
Yeah.
And we started with it. So that accounted for all of them. This is to get the students who don't understand or have missed the part about dominant and recessive. If you have both genes, you don't get halfway in between in this case. You get a unicorn. Dicorn is recessive. So next one, how many are homozygous recessive? Liam.
20.
20. And how many are heterozygous recessive? Matthew.
20.
No.
Oh, wait. Oh, 60.
No.
Is it not the... Oh, 40?
No.
Wait.
No, you have to help him. You can't put it up your hand.
Yeah, it's like the lower this one.
Yeah. So you're right. Yeah. So which one? And you just got unlucky by being called. I'm sure other people have this too. This is the only one that's all recessive, right?
Yeah.
So that's recessive. Is it homozygous or heterozygous?
It's homo.
Right. So how many are heterozygous recessive?
There's only like 2 of them. It's like 2 boxes.
No, are these recessive?
Oh, there's not.
There's none. Those two terms can't go together, like military intelligence. Those can't happen. Recessive means something like that. Heterozygous means like that. This cannot equal that. So you could say homozygous recessive. You could say homozygous dominant. But heterozygous recessive doesn't really mean anything. So it's technically 0. It's just a dumb term.
It can exist in the 4th dimension.
No, they contradict each other. Good? Excellent. We're now going to do some flowers. Incomplete dominance. Where's my thing? Ooh, there it is. For this one, you are not drawing little tiny kittens. You're going to be drawing some flowers.
When's our test machine on
Quiz.
quiz?
Yeah,
End of class.
end of class. Incomplete dominance is when one gene cannot completely mask another. So a red flower, let's use red, is mated with a white flower. Now it's incomplete dominance, where it tries to overcome, but it doesn't quite make it. So what would you get if you tried to be the red or white and you didn't make it? What would those make? Pink. So you get pink flowers. So some genes aren't able to make it. We still show them in the same way. I'm going to change this. I saw some textbooks and I thought that they were updating the language and we're going to use all uppercase letters. It turns out some textbooks are, but the vast majority are not. So I'm going back. Uses. upper and lower case letters with the same letters for each allele, just like we were doing before. So there's no change. You just have to read the description. So this is a case where you could get a 1.5 corn, theoretically. Heterozygous trait is a mix of the dominant and the recessive. The dominant trait is incomplete. Hence, incomplete dominance. And you could argue, like, is it red that's the dominant trait, or is it white? Like, it doesn't really matter because they're both trying to do what they're doing. Well, wait until I actually explain to you how eye color actually works. Okay, so if we had the red flower and the white flower, and they are red and white, put out finish off that Punnett square and draw in the flowers.
Wait.
Yeah, it's both the capital and top.
And now, what kind of generation is this? What generation is that? Parents? What generation are these, the kids going to be?
Offsprings.
They're F1. And when we take the kids, as we inevitably will, and breed them together, what will we get over here? F2. So take the kids from that, breed them together, draw in your flowers. If you, since grade 4, have been bringing your pencil crayons to every single class and never using them, today is your day because you can get out your pink and red and make flowers. Or you can just shade and label as you would need. I used to have pencil crayons to lend out, but someone stole my pencil crayon box and I'm still hunting it down. What will the offspring all be here? No. They will be uppercase R and lowercase r. And what will that look like? Pink. So all of the F1 should be pink. Show that.
Yes.
Pink. This is how you draw. Pink.
Everyone is pink.
My terrible flowers. I'm so sorry for drawing you this way.
Let's see if it's all R, R. Then go R, 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 R.
You got that.
Does it go uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, lowercase?
We're about to find out.
Oh, I think I'm not.
Okay, and come around and take a look. Of course, when you're done, what am I going to ask for?
Yeah.
The ratios, the genotypic and phenotypic ratios, please, at the bottom. For the F2. So please give me the F2 genotypic and the F2 genotypic ratio and the F2 phenotypic ratio.
Mr. Newcomb,
Mm-hmm.
because when you have a dominant and a recessive gene, you have both genes in your genome. What
This is 4 to
prevents
0.
messenger RNA being made of the recessive one?
Nothing.
Because
And then what is this?
So why doesn't it also get expressed?
Sometimes it does. It's just that it doesn't matter if it doesn't
Then what's
have
the
an effect.
G ratio?
So, for example, with eye color, often the reason that brown was considered dominant is because it's just such a dark color, you don't see the blue.
Who knows?
4? 1, 2, 1.
Oh!
And technically, it's more complicated
wait, yeah,
than that.
what? Mr. Yuko?
Yes?
The pink pink babies.
Yeah, pink babies.
Mate with other pink babies.
Yeah,
And won't the babies be pink?
will they?
That's what I'm asking.
No, I'm asking you.
I know.
Yeah, I turned that right on back. So, what is the genotype of our
R, little r.
pardon?
Big R and little
Big R, little r. So I'm gonna put them both in,
Yeah.
and then we'll make our little r's here. What will this be across the top? What will be
Big R
here?
And then little r.
Big R, and then little r,
Yeah.
and then what are we gonna get here?
Two big R's.
Yeah, what color will that be?
Red.
Red.
No, but wouldn't that just make sense? Like,
What would
well, I didn't.
Oh.
what would we get here?
What? Like, no. Okay, I don't want. No.
No. Like I'm asking you, what would we get
Big
here?
R, little r.
Big R, little r,
Yeah.
and what would we get here?
Same.
Same. So I'm just gonna get them both,
And then two little r's.
and then two little r's.
Yeah, but
No buts.
why? Is it
No. What color is that one?
Which one?
Right in here.
Red.
What color is that?
Red.
I just keep hearing A, but you might not be enunciating.
Red.
Red. There we go. So that's red.
Red.
What's that one?
Oh, this one's pink.
That's pink. So there's the children. And what's that last one going to be?
White.
Yeah.
For some reason this one.
Yeah, but wouldn't like logically, like if I don't know.
No. You can't immediately go. Well, you just did basically math. Like
No,
this
no.
is logically.
No. But I don't.
No, go. I haven't answered your question. Now I feel bad. Go.
No, well, I'm not gonna say it.
No, please. Say it.
No, I'm not.
Just because it's obvious.
Oh, Mr. Newfeld,
Yeah?
who cut your hair?
Who? I cut my hair.
Really?
Yeah?
Dude, you should have came to me next time.
No, I'm sorry. Well, in Privet House, I'd probably go to Gabe, but
No,
Gabe
I
is
thought you
good.
cut
Gabe's
your
good
hair.
at cutting.
So,
Are you going with the Walter White look?
yeah.
no, I went for my head is too hot. I need to shave all my hair. The hair was holding me back, so I left it behind.
Mr. Neufeld, you should get a skullet.
I should get no. I do not want to skull it.
It'd be so funny.
You know the amount of people who've said that to me?
Mhm.
Say mine.
Mhm.
God, no, don't do it.
Okay.
Your buzz cut. No,
That still doesn't make sense though.
What doesn't make sense?
no, I
It should be pink.
What should be pink?
In 80s, dude. Because. Actually, never mind. No, that makes sense.
You're carrying part of the genes, and they inherit it randomly. So you can get like full red from mom, full red from dad. You're just red. But if this one, full white from mom, full white from dad, just ends up being white. And then you throw in the fact, like if we're talking actual like skin shading or something, there's more than one gene, and sometimes the dominant one is not the darker one, but the lighter one is. You get all sorts of stuff.
That's what I was gonna ask, but I didn't know how to say it. Like, let's say
Two very
white-
pale people.
Two very pale people.
Yeah.
Have a kid.
Is really dark.
Could the kid be black?
Yeah,
Really?
The
totally.
fact that you
Really?
know.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
here's like,
What? And vice versa.
in order to answer that, it would be helpful to go into an example like eye color. First of all, nobody has blue eyes. Nobody has green eyes. Everybody's eyes are brown. They're different shades of brown. But some eyes look blue or green in the same way that when you look up during the sky and during the day,
like a blue.
the blackness of space looks blue. It's because of how light scatters in that space. And in the lens of your eye, the way the light will scatter, sometimes it will look blue or green. It will look that consistently. So they just have a very light brown that's not coming through as brown. The way the light scatters, you see blue. So there's one, it's the amount of melanin. And that is often, there's one trait that shows that, and it corresponds to this. And that was the original way that they thought eye color worked. You either had a gene for blue, which is recessive, or green, and a gene for brown, which is dominant. But it turns out there's a whole nother gene, and that controls whether or not that gene for brown or blue is turned on or off at which times. And so it can actually regulate the production. So you can get the gene for brown eyes, and then this different gene will actually down-regulate the amount of melanin you produce.
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you have blue eyes.
So everyone technically has brown eyes.
Yes. And when I said there's that gene and then there's another gene, in total they have found 16 genes that control eye color.
Can you have
So it is entirely possible for two blue-eyed people to get somebody with like the darkest eyes in the entire world. And the same goes for skin color, because I think there's like 27 that control skin color. It's not just melanin, it controls the amount of melanin that's produced, it controls how long it stays in your skin, there's all sorts of things.
Can you be like green?
No. Well, if you're a plant.
Mammals can't produce pigment. That's why tigers are orange.
Ooh.
Because they're prior colorblind.
Well, orange is just a weird type of brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can only produce brown pigment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, genotypic ratio. Yes.
If you
1 to
1
1.
to 1. Nicely done. What to what to what?
Oh, red.
Nope.
Oh.
Genotypic.
Oh, RR.
Upper,
Upper, lower.
lower, lower. And what would the phenotypic ratio be? Yuma. 1 to 1. And that's referring to red, pink, white. And so what we tend to find is that for incomplete dominance, ratios are the same. Okay? Okay, good. Any more questions on that one?
Nope.
Fantastic. This is this example, and I should have turned over the page and done it here, but we didn't, so we're going to skip it. We're going to go to here. Codominance. There it is. Codominance. You don't have red and white making pink. You have red and it's fine. It's fine. You have red and white making red and white. So instead of a black cat and a white cat making a gray cat, you have a black cat and a white cat making a black cat with white stripes, or vice versa. So this is when both genes are equally expressed.
Oh, I'm on the wrong
Yeah.
page.
What color is the zebra originally?
Oh, you'd have to shave it and look at its skin. I think it's black. I think it's black.
White stripes.
I think it's black with black and white fur.
How do they not overheat if they're actually black? That feels like a great way to die in a savannah.
No, but the fur covers it. Fur is a protection against it.
Yeah.
And then darker skin is protection against UV rays. Gentlemen? Aiden? Okay, so both genes equally expressed. In this case, both genes are dominant. So the genotype of the parents, we have red flower and white flower. So we have red and a white flower. So if we're going to do homozygous dominant for red, we'd go R. But what will we use for white?
Lowercase r.
2 little R's.
But if we go 2 little r's, they're also dominant. We see white. It's not pink. It's not masked. We still see white. So we should make them capital to reflect the fact it's also dominant.
Wait, so you just
And then that would be really confusing. So what would be a better way of doing it? Yeah?
We could use W.
We could use capital W. So in this particular case, we will use capital letters of a different letter to show that they're both dominant.
Wow.
No, the phone. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Ooh.
What is he doing?
What were you watching there?
I don't know.
What was he
But I'm just going to let it continue to play.
What were you playing?
There we go. Okay. So, codominance, All genes and alleles are shown in uppercase. And the product of those two flowers would be what? Eden. If you had
Big R.
big R,
Big W.
there you go.
Yeah, that sounds like a university slogan or something. Big R, big W.
Big R, big W.
For what university?
I don't know.
What would your
Sound-
university name be?
WCO.
So our parent cross,
No, you see that? That's a thing.
we have, let's bring them down.
That's a lot of flowers.
That's a lot of flowers. Our parent cross, we got our flowers. We got red. We got white. We got red and white.
Red.
Once again, draw the flowers as best you can.
Okie dokie.
If these are the parents, what generation is this?
F1.
F1. So take the F1,
I'm not drunk.
put them in, and make the F2
Wait, do we do
with the phenotypic and genotypic ratio at the end.
new?
Yep.
Do we do RW?
Would you? Would you?
Wait, what? No, wait, hang on, hold up, wait, what?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. You.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Ah.
Because this is the F1, so we're going to mate the F1 together.
Yeah.
No, please.
Why, Mr. Hoover?
Mr. Info, why do you do that every time?
It seems wrong.
It
Just
is-
fundamentally always seems wrong. I feel like I should acknowledge that in some way. So, do the Punnett square of our,
There we go, guys. I did it.
and then get the phenotypic and genotypic ratios.
You no longer did it.
Wait, what?
You have to get the ratios.
Phenotypic ratio
Wait.
is 3 to 1.
No, it's not. It's 1, 2, 1.
This
No, that's the
feels so-
genotype.
Oh.
Dumb.
Phenotype?
The phenotype is 3 to 1.
2, 1. No,
What?
it's not, because
Oh
these
yeah,
are
oh wait,
different.
yeah, I'm an idiot. My bad.
Hey,
I messed it up. I realized what I did.
so is that actually how broken like flowers come from?
Sometimes it's that kind of genetics. If you ever see flowers and they're like white and they've got like blue tips or something, blue is incredibly rare. Often that's just they put dye in the water. So they're not expressing any genes. They're just sucking up blue water and it's coming out their leaves. You don't notice it in the dark green leaves, but you notice it in the white flower.
Broken tulips
That's kinda
are caused from a fungal infection in the
No.
tulip that make it break up its pattern.
Yeah, didn't know that.
Also, the most expensive kind of tulips because it takes so much longer to split.
Yeah, you
because
got
they're
And
affected.
there's like lots of flowers. If you change the pH of the soil, it affects the pH of the plant, which will affect the colors, just like an indicator. Okay, Graham,
Yeah, what's up?
what gametes would you have across here?
Capital R, capital
Capital R.
W,
Yep. And here,
uppercase R,
uppercase R.
I love how let Miss
uppercase
Al-
W,
Yep. And then put them through.
uppercase R's, and uppercase R and W.
Ooh, good question. If they're both uppercase, how do you know what order they go in?
That's what I'm saying. You know,
R goes first.
R does go first. How do you know?
alphabetical order.
Alphabetical order.
Oh.
It's literally alphabetical order.
I was really just thinking red was more complicated.
No, they just, to make it consistent for everybody, they just said alphabetical order because it's arbitrary, but everybody knows the rule. So continue on. What would that be?
Uppercase R and W,
RW and
WW.
WW. So, throwing in our flowers.
Could you have when I actually go to school? I'm definitely at the very bottom.
Points.
I'm trying to see where I am.
In what?
Points.
Okay, so
I'm really interested in how many points.
Rachel, what would the well? You can pick which one do you want to do: phenotypic ratio or genotypic ratio? Phenotypic ratio. Sorry.
1 to 2 to 1.
Excellent. And what are the traits?
Red to red and white.
Yeah. And then the genotypic ratio, Layla? 1 to 2 to 1. And that is and once again, we get the same ratios. Because we can see both traits, the genotypic ratio and the phenotypic ratio tend to be exactly the same because it's going to be reflected in what it looks like.
Because
Questions? Excellent. We're not going to have the quiz. I'm going to put it on to next day, given the number of people who are here and what's going on. I wanted to finish at this point, so this allowed us to get to here. So have it for next class. Today is Friday, which means we won't see each other. Let me check the schedule. They keep changing it. Is it actually Tuesday, or is it on...
Yeah, it should be Tuesday.
Like Zach, Adrian, they all have X's.
This is block E.
Thank God I didn't do VIP, bro.
Well, if you got that coloring.
You have to explain what you got food for?
Okay, so we will have the quiz on Tuesday.
Okay,
That'll be on transcription, translation. This quiz you were going to get today has been moved there, so we can finish up on our genetic section. Okay, thank you very much.
I didn't appreciate the different varieties of flowers in the photos.
Yeah.
The rhododendrons, the
Nick,
roses,
I don't want to keep your phone forever.
whatever that. Oh.
And you have to put it up there. You are doing that far too often.
The fact that the white and red rhododendrons mixed to create a rose was very humorous.
Just looking for colors.
You did get two of the same variety. Like,
Did I?
You,
Not even that was an accident.
you got two rhododendrons, but then you got a rose, which is so close.
Is that hold it? Do you mean that this is a rose?
That I believe that's an partially open rose from the shape of the.
Oh, and